Namaste, I am Yogi Devraj from Yoga University of the Americas. Let us start today's session with 3 Omkaras and Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I welcome you all to this session. Friends, yesterday we were discussing about Annamaya Kosha, some of the important factors. There are a lot of things. We can go as deep as possible in case of any kosha. There is a lot of research available on each kosha. Let us know a few more things about Annamaya Kosha, then move on to Pranamaya Kosha. Friends, in Annamaya Kosha, that is a physical body, continuously from birth till death, 2 things will continuously go together. One is limited aspect, or a thing with limitations, the other one without any limitation. See, as I explained in the beginning itself, this body is alive as long as Atma is there in this body. See, if you consider Atma and body only 2 things, very interesting things will come out if you study or do some swadhyaya on that. See, on the one side, body is very strong, tangible, visible, very healthy, powerful. You can do anything using that. As we say, Sharira Madhyam Kalu Dharma Shasanam. We can do anything and everything only when the body is existing. It is true. But the most important thing to know about the body is it has got a starting point and the ending point. This lives on this earth only from birth to death. Isn't it? Each and every body has got its own limitation of the time. Kala. That is why Kala is also another meaning is death. Time. Samaya. It is fixed. That is what we need to understand as human beings. What is the purpose of this visit and staying in this body for a particular period of time? That is why I always insist, what is the purpose of your life? Then only we can make the best use of this time, of the existence of this body in this world. That is Annamaya Kosha. And the second thing is, how best we can keep this healthy. Then only we can achieve all other things. It's a wonderful concept, friends. See, if you consider this is going to live for such and such a time, it's easy to predict and plan, execute strategically. All those things are possible. But it is not known. How long it is going to live? Nobody knows. Tomorrow, whether I am going to be there or not, nobody can tell 100%, yes, I am going to live, because we don't know. That uncertainty continues with the body, though it is strong and anything. That is why we request always people to do your job then and there itself. That is why we tell, no, जो कल करना है वो आज करो, जो आज करना है अभी करो. Do as early as possible. Finish off all the work, all the responsibilities, clear it off one by one, one by one, one by one. Because this is a very special existence of this body which we need to understand. Once the time is over, not even extra 1 minute is given by anybody. Nobody can give, including the doctor or your money, position or anything. That is the limitation of this body, Annamaya Kosha. On the other side, there is Atma. It comes and goes. It comes at the time of birth, goes away at the time of death. We need to understand this. And nobody can hold this. Nobody can burn this. That is what is said in Bhagavad Gita. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha. So, all these things are already explained thousands of years back, friends. It's only for us to understand. Nobody can stop that. It goes on and comes back. We get this again in the next birth. That's a karma theory. Probably we'll explain it later. But the most important thing we need to understand, both these are existing in this body. I told you, it comes at the time of birth, goes away at the time of death. Right? I will tell you one more thing. Rather, I already told you also. If you're keen on observation, which is very important for the spiritual life, we will come back from that Atman every day morning. Just observe. Don't believe me. I told you always. Don't believe me. Just observe on your body, on your mind, on your soul. We come out from our soul, Atman, Anandamaya Kosha, whatever you call, then we leave one day. On the night, again we go back to the same place, isn't it? Just observe. Is it true or not? I told you already, during the deep sleep, you are not available to this world. You are completely zero. Your body is unaware. Your mind is unaware. You know all that. Already explained, right? So, every day, in the morning, we come out from that place where we are going back to the same place night during our deep sleep. That is why many people, they don't get up in the morning. We are very lucky, all of us, yourself and me and all that, right? We are able to get up today morning. Be thankful to God. Be thankful to your own life. Be thankful to your own soul, that it has given opportunity for living for one more day. Because today also, again in the night, we are going to the same place of deep sleep where I ended up yesterday night. This is the second thing. To understand. Only when we get up, all our things will exist. During the night again, we will not be having anything. Please understand. That's, I am telling the relationship between Annamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha, or your body and the soul. Then the next thing, come back again. The third way of understanding this Annamaya Kosha properly, in relation to Atman, in relation to Prana, or in relation to anything, is, see, we breathe in, correct? Okay. Hold it. Hold it for some time. Is it possible to hold it for a long time? No. You'll get suffocated here. You need to exhale. Right? Once you exhale again, then stop the breath for some time. Stop the breath for some time. Don't take inside. Observe. No. Again, you get suffocated. You need to take. There is a lot of craving inside the body to take the breath in. That makes you to inhale, right? So each of your inhalation and exhalation is triggered by something which is inside the body. That is Atman. That triggers you to breathe in and breathe out. But once it goes out, there is no craving, there is no suffocation. Because breath stops. We need to understand with reference to our Annamaya Kosha and Atman. There are two things always running. Purusha and Prakriti, call by any name, Shiva or Shakti, whatever the name you call, two things are parallelly going. One is visible, it has got a limitation of a starting point and the ending point. That's a birth and death. Other one is a continuous flow of energy, Chaitanya, that is sentient life energy, Atman. They live together. So that is the beauty of Annamaya Kosha. We need to understand, we have to keep it healthy. For that we need to do Yogasana. See, here it comes. Unless and until you keep your body well or healthy, you cannot do anything else. That is what it is said. I told you. Sharira Madhyam Kala Dharma Shastra. You cannot do anything. And another thing I again repeat and closing it, it is not definite. It is totally uncertain. So take up your work, finish off your work, all the responsibilities as early as possible, one by one, so that you are ready. Because you don't know. Total uncertainty of this body. We need to understand this, friends. And next point, I must tell you, this body is having two most important things: Karmendriyas and Jnanendriyas, most important. I will be using this when I go to mind also. Please remember. So, all these sense organs, Jnanendriyas, are our input devices. We are attaching ourselves to this world through this Jnanendriyas only. We get attached to some very interesting, important, beautiful thing is only because of eyes. Unless and until you see the beauty in the object or a person or in the whatever you see in the scenic beauty, then only you will get attached. No? That's because of eyes. Supposing you are getting attached to a particular song or a music, it's because of your ears. Without that, you can never attach yourself to the external things. All indriyas makes you to get attached to the external world. That is why before going to sleep, we have to shut down all these things. Then only we can go inside of our own self. So all the indriyas or the sense organs are the input devices for us. Or eating, I can give a lot of examples, like supposing you are attached to a particular dish made by a particular person or of a particular hotel or restaurant. So you feel like craving for particular thing. French fries in McDonald's or something like that, or a particular chicken or mutton, something, You get attached to that, you want to go there, you want to eat there only. Craving starts because of sense organs. So sense organs are input devices, the body of ourselves, which are there in the body. Same way, motor organs, jnana, karmendriyas. Whatever you want to do in this world, it's only through the karmendriyas. Even if you want to do any small thing, either for self or for others, it is only through the karmendriyas. Can we consider these karmendriyas are output device of our own self? I will explain this when we take up Manomaya Kosha. But right now, we have to understand that karmendriyas are output devices of our own self. These are the things about physical body, Annamaya Kosha. Still lot of things are there, friends, and still many things are unknown to this world. Lot of research is still required by all of you in the field of each kosha. So we need to understand two things I told you about the body, and the energy part we need to go for chakras and other things. I am not touching right now because that itself is a big subject. So let us end this Annamaya Kosha transaction or the discussion here today. In case you have anything, again, always the things are open, either through Facebook or WhatsApp, calling, you can do that. Whenever I am free, probably I can answer to you. Now, friends, let us start discussion today about Pranamaya Kosha. Already I started little bit. What is prana? That is the energy. That keeps the body moving. I told you already. As long as the prana is there, everything is okay. This body functions very well. When the prana goes out, this body has no value. It has to be thrown either to the fire or to the earth. However beautiful, however handsome, whatever the number of packs you have or anything, it's of no use. Just understand the importance of prana. And another thing is, whether you like it or not, whether you understand or not, whether you are observing or not, it enters at the time of your birth and continues till death. whether you are sleeping, eating, talking, anything, that does its own duty. You need not do anything. It keeps on going. If you want to extend your life, it is prana. Friends, I must tell you one of the secret which I just recently understood while studying Siddha system, which is developed by 18 Siddhas of Siddha system. This body can be made diseaseless, ageless, and deathless. Can you imagine? Possible. You know what is the main thing again? Pranayama, or the prana. How we make use of this prana in this body, we can do that. Probably I will tell you tomorrow. But first, let us understand the basic things first. See, we don't know how many times we are breathing in and breathing out every minute. Just we are doing it because we don't observe. As I told you, in yoga, the most important thing is observation. Many people are not even aware how many times we are breathing in and breathing out. Friends, for your information, it is from 16 to 18 times per minute. We inhale and exhale. If you want to do pranayama, you have to reduce the rate of prana or pranayama or breathing, whatever is from 16 to 18, to be less than 10. Then it is called pranayama. If you do it more than 30, it's called kriya. Most important one should know about before knowing about pranayama. See, prana, I told you, the energy. Ayama means expansion. See, if you hold the breath for some time in Kumbhaka, please don't do it unless and until you have a good guru who can supervise you. Then what happens? That prana goes to the each and every part and every cell of your body. That is ayama. Ensuring the movement of prana to each and every cell of our body is pranayama. Please, I will give you a small homework to you. Just observe how many times you are breathing and breathing out every day, every minute. First thing. Second thing, please also observe every 1 hour, just today only, don't worry, just today. Every 1 hour, whether you are inhaling from the left or right or both. Simple. Can we do that? Just today, till I meet tomorrow, just observe. Just now observe, keeping your index finger in front of both the nostrils. Just observe whether left is dominating or right is dominating. Now it is around 7. Again at 8 o'clock. Then 9. Then 10. Like that. Every hour, just find out what is the. So, with this, let us end the session with Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanto Ma Kasche Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Friends, I always request you for your blessings while you are watching, and spread this message as much as possible, as the purpose of our Yoga University of the Americas is to reach each and every house, each and every person with the concept of yoga, so that whole world is happy, healthy and prosperous. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. Because we consider Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Thank you. Thank you.